Hello everyone, we hope that you are doing good. Welcome to our webinar. This webinar is about conflict management in the workplace. We are going to discuss we're going to start with the introduction. We go and the definition of the conflict management, the causes of conflict management, types of conflict management in the workplace, and the preventive measures, conflict resolution, and at the end, of course, the conclusion. This webinar is a part of the requirement of the professional communication course that is supervised by Dr. Agnaw at Al Akhawan University in Iran. Welcome all, and at the end of our webinar, you are welcome to ask us any questions or comment or anything. Now, I'm gonna move to the slides. You can start with the definition.
So the definition of conflict management is that conflict management is an important skill that every person involved in the workplace should have. It mainly consists of handling conflicts that can occur on a daily basis between human beings that have something in common. Managing conflicts can be very beneficial since when it's done properly, it can remove all the negative parts and make it a source of information and knowledge. And like any other task, it is better to do it with a proper guideline so you get rid of the problem for a long time. The process. First thing is to know exactly and identify the conflict. Then we should take time to analyze it and know its source. The second step is to look for alternatives in order to avoid the conflict or look for proper solutions. Then we will need to take a decision, which is to choose the best alternative or choose a solution when we are done with these steps. The last thing is that we will need to review and check if the solutions we brought to the conflict worked and see the change that we came up with. I'm going next to talk about the different styles of conflict management. The first one is accommodating. This technique is the easiest way to end a conflict. If we don't care about it, it simply consists of making the other's needs before our own. This is not a final solution, but it can be used in small conflicts. Avoiding as a technique is consists in reducing the conflicts by ignoring it, and if possible, removing the members in conflicts and just separating two people who have conflicts and put it. Sorry, guys. Next is compromising. It is a very popular and fair technique where both of the conflict parts will have to give up on something in order to find a solution that works for everyone. Fourth one is competing. Competing is kind of doing it the hard way and not giving any importance to others' point of view and standing in the same position until it works. The last one, which is collaboration, it is for me the best solution since it produces long-term results, but it is the technique that uses the biggest amount of time and energy. This involves sitting down and exchanging ideas until a solution is found.
Now, now we are going to move to the causes of conflict management. Welcome if there is any new. This is just a kind reminder of if there is anyone just joined. We are. This is live webinar, and we are talking about the conflict management in the workplace. Now, Mr. Wael will start. Will give you an idea about the causes of conflict management. You can take the floor, Mr. Wael.
So, employee conflicts may be inevitable, but should never be ignored. Like over time, grievance can turn into too long-standing antagonism that affects overall moral and even the customer satisfaction. Supervisors and managers should be aware of signs of conflict and address them quickly. Bringing workers together to discuss and resolve any areas of disagreement should be a priority in the workplace. So here are some common causes of the workplace conflicts. To begin with, you have resistance to change. Resistance to change is the unwillingness to adapt to altered circumstances. It can be covert or overt, organized or individual. Employees may realize they don't like or don't want to change and resist publicly, and that can be very disruptive. Employees also can feel uncomfortable with the changes introduced and may resist, sometimes unwillingly and unknowingly, through their actions, their language, or in the stories and the conversation they share in the workplace. Second one is poor communication. Poor communication is one of the main causes of conflict between employees in the workplace. This can result in a difference in communication styles or a failure to communicate. Failing to communicate in the workplace may cause employees to take incorrect assumptions and believe workplace gossip. Poor communication in the workplace not only causes conflict, but decreases the productivity and employee morale. Third cause is toxic work environment. A toxic workplace can be defined as any job where the work, the atmosphere, or any of the combination of those things cause serious disruption in the rest of your life. Toxic work environment breed unrest, competition, low moral, constant stressors, negativity, sickness, and high turnovers. Finally, I'm going to talk about difference in personalities. A difference in personalities among employees is another cause of workplace conflicts. Employees come from different backgrounds and have different experiences, which play a role in shaping their personalities. When an employee fails to understand or accept differences in each other's personalities, problem arises in the workplace. For example, an employee may possess a straightforward personality that may result in him speaking whatever is going on his mind, and even if the timing is inappropriate. The employee with the straightforward personality may offend another coworker that does not possess the same type of personality. The coworker may feel as if the employee is rude or lack the authority to deal with him in such a straightforward manner. So that's it for the causes. You can move on now.
Okay. Now, I would like to talk about the types of conflicts in the workplace. If you just joined, this is a kind reminder that this is a live webinar, and we are covering conflict management in the workplace. Now I'm gonna talk about the types of conflicts in the workplace. First one, as you know, that there are several forms of disputes that can occur in the workplace. Though I consider these are the most frequent or the most common one. The first one is contradiction of interdependence. This is when an individual relies on another in a company, either input or output, in attempt to perform a particular task. For example, a salesman enters monthly sales numbers. If a salesman enter like the monthly sales number delayed, which would have an effect on the auditors to be slow on their reporting, or when a janitor leaves an office like place unorganized, which will cause a delay for employees that will try to look for other organized space for the meeting. This is the first type. The second one is the style differences. Each individual, as you all know, that each individual has his own way of accomplishing a particular mission or a particular task. For example, one person will try to get the job done like fast with no external assistant, and this is strictly we call it task oriented, and the other one is called like people oriented. Yet is this kind of person is like worried with ensuring that everyone gets a voice in how a specific task or duty are performed. Or for example, when an employee uses external technology and the other to accomplish a task, and the other one can just use the normal or traditional method. So this is the second one of the second type of the conflict of the types of conflicts. The third one is the gender and background differences. Owing to gap in academic backgrounds, past experience, or racial backgrounds, political opinions, disagreements can occur between individuals. And per se, if anyone from Africa works with someone like from America, this might cause a problem between the two parties. This is because of the due of variation in for example, history and norms. Another example is that if someone graduates from a foreign university versus a graduate from national one, so they might find difficulty or conflict in how to deal with each other, because they have different experiences, different background, different and of course different culture and different norms. The fourth one is leadership differences. Business executives have different characteristics. Workers who switch from one manager to another can be, like, for example, frustrated or confused by variant style of leadership, because one leader is not the same style as the other leader. Each leader or manager have his own style. So this might cause a problem between the employees. For example, maybe one leader is more fairly flexible, while another leader is more strict. Or for example, maybe two managers at work. One will focus like on the goal and how to achieve this specific goal within the firm or within the company, and the other about the output or the result that will achieved that they're gonna achieve. The last and third one, the third type of conflict in the workplace is clashes of personality. As you know, that personality problems at work are generally caused by perceptions of someone's action, attitudes, or motives. For example, if a project coordinator uh, verbally attacks a player on the team, they will easily view him or her as like gross or abusive. For example, if this situation left unresolved or unmanaged, the worker is will be like kind of disappointed. The, Another example is that if when there are two people from two different national from two different countries, or clashes may occur due to different perspective or work that each have dependent on their country or of origin. So as I had mentioned before, if someone from Africa or from country and another from different countries, so a problem might occur between them, because each one has his own personality based on his experience, his lifestyle, and many other aspects. Now I would like to give the floor to Badr to give you an idea about preventive measures. Once again, this is this is a kind reminder. This webinar, if you just join, this webinar is about conflict management on the workplace, and Badr will start with you with the preventive measures. Badr, you can take the floor.
Preventive measures are when you try to stop conflicts from occurring in the first place, as interventions can be time-consuming and use many resources. There are multiple types of preventive measures that can reduce the risk of conflicts. First off, a conflict risk management assessment should be conducted, and that by seeking areas of potential conflict and intervening before any conflict occurs. Understanding natural tensions in the workplace by observing behavior and working out ways of reducing this is essential. For example, if you know that the marketing department does not like the HR department, then you must try to build positive relationships between them. Modifying the workplace can also prevent a potential conflict. A poor workplace layout can generate stress and hostility. For example, a noisy office and/or a hot office. So organizing the workplace can effectively reduce these problems. Encouraging openness is a must in the workplace. By developing an environment in which employees feel comfortable sharing by asking for feedback from staff on a regular basis. If you create an environment where staff feel that it's safe to share their opinions with you, then situations involving conflict may not occur. A manager has to define job roles by making sure that all employees' jobs are clear, and has to go through this information in one-to-one meetings. Changes to these job roles is a significant part in the workplace. If you have realized that there's a lot of overlap between different roles, then alter job roles and discuss this with the staff involved to be certain that this suits them. Then we have staff training. A vital part of the process is to provide employees with the training needed for their roles and to ensure they're provided with equality and diversity training to help them work amicably with others. Finally, we got to set expectations for behavior. You should make it clear what behavior is acceptable or not in the workplace. Creating a conflict resolution policy is major then. A policy which makes it clear that the company has zero tolerance for offensive behavior. By putting this policy in place, staff will feel more comfortable voicing concerns before they escalate. So, as a leader, you should never allow your apprehension to get in the way of resolving a conflict. Remember that for every conflict, there's a chance for learning and growth. So each dispute must be used to improve the workplace and create a better working environment for the staff.
Thank you, Badr, for your presentation. Now, just this is a kind reminder. If you just have joined this meeting, this is the live webinar. We are talking about conflict management in the workplace. Now, Ms. Hiba will talk about the conflict resolution. Hiba, you can take the floor and start your.
So I will explain how to deal with conflicts in the framework of in the professional framework. So in order to speak and explain the conflict resolution, we must include the EDR methods, which basically means the different alternatives to traditional legislation that are set up in order to resolve disputes and lessen conflicts within the workplace. So from those EDR, we are used to work with three important techniques. So the first one is facilitation, which firstly assumes that the parties want to reach a common ground and find the settlement that will suit both of them. So in this technique, a neutral person works with both sides in order to find a solution for their disputes. And then that third person, called the facilitator, will guide them in the process. But the person does not have the right to give any input on the content of the discussion. And the negotiation must be done either through telephone contacts or correspondence or via email. So the second method is the meditation method. So it is a technique that also include the involvement of a neutral person, neutral third person, called in this technique the mediator. He assists the parties through constructive discussion and negotiations of their issue. They try to find an acceptable resolution that is more formal, but leaves control of the outcome to the two sides. So the two sides control the substance of the discussions, and they decide whether to agree on something or not. In this kind of sessions, they start with each party giving his side of the story. So the mediator then listens and helps to identify the issues in the dispute, and he tries and manages to offer options for resolutions and assist them in crafting a settlement. The third technique is the arbitration. Which is basically the help. It involves also the help of neutral third party. It is basically hearing each side of the conflict and give a decision that the two sides may or not agree on it. So the decision may be binding or non-binding, and the main points of this concept is that arbitrator resolves the conflict, even if they're not agree with it. But he's the most placed one to give solutions, since he have more expertise on the subject. And he also prevents from any appeal or modification by a trial or appellate court. Still, the method is less formal than outright trial. in conflict resolution is the conflict coaching, which is an important technique in conflict resolution and in personal development. So this technique is practical and preventive, is a new approach based on a set of skills and strategies used to support people's ability to deal with productively with the conflict and to resolve it. So the technique is a one-on-one confidential process that focuses on each side conflict management goals firstly, and also the solution can be framed and support organizational goals. The last thing that must be taken into consideration while talking about conflict resolution is the employment relationship. So employment relationship means that relationship between employers and employees must be fair and equitable, and it should have some effective management of workplace conflict, mutual trust, and employees work on the employee satisfaction, commitment, productivity, and job performance. So by respecting by managing to keep this respectful and healthy relationship within the workplace, we can lessen the conflicts in this kind of framework.
Okay, thank you, Hiba, for your part, for your presentation. This is a kind reminder. This is a live webinar. We talked about we just finished our presentation, and we had covered the following points. We covered the definition of conflict management, the causes and types of conflicts in the workplace, preventive measures, and at the end, conflict resolution. Now, if you have any specific comment, or you can share with us any comment, or you have any inquiries about the subject, you are welcome to share with us in the live chat, and we will be more than happy to answer your inquiries. Okay. If you have any comment, anything, if there is anything, if you attended and if there is any point it's not clear or something, you can ask about it, or you have anything specific, or you have any other question related to conflict management in the workplace, you can ask us, and you can write anything you in the comment section, please. Badr, you have here a question, please. Can you clarify the parts about the policy that should be implemented to prevent conflict in the workplace? Badr, please, you can take the floor to answer if you.
Yes. So So at the organizational level, having documents that clarify that clearly define things such as standard operating policies and procedures, dress codes, and what constitutes an acceptable behavior is a good way to communicate to all parties what expectations the company has to prevent conflict.
Okay, thank you, Badr. Okay, Reda, it was very nice, very clear and nice. Thank you, Reda. This was interesting. Okay, thank you. It approach through the internet. Okay. Thank you, Nada, and guys, thank you for your comments. Guys, you can if there is anything, just don't hesitate. You can ask us anything, or if you just want to comment about anything, you can comment or ask. I really enjoyed your presentation. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Zainab.
Amran, I think there is a question for you. If you didn't see the question.
Okay, yes. There is a question here. Speaking of your own point of view, what's the most proper way to solve dispute between employees? Yes, thank you, Hamza, for your question. Uh, as I already I had mentioned, different types of different types of conflict management, and for example, different style. If there is different, the manager, I think the manager or the leader is the one who is responsible to solve any problem that may occur. The manager, for example, if I go to the company and I would like to apply for a specific company, uh, the manager have to know the style or the culture for the employee that's gonna join the company. For example, if there's an employee from a country and another from a country, the manager should coordinate between the two and understand the culture for each one and try to to give both of them an idea about the work environment and motivate them to learn about each other culture. Uh, I think the manager job and the we can prioritize this. For example, the manager must take care of this, and the two employees should understand each other's beliefs, culture, and norms. So because there is something a specific culture, and if you say this, it may cause or cause a problem to another. So I think first thing the manager should take care of it, and the employee must learn and understand each other's culture. And also I mentioned the different style. I don't know that each one has his own style and his own how the specific task or duty should be done. So the manager also have to coordinate this and take care of it. So if there is a good manager and or a good leader in the organization, everything will be fine. Thank you for your question, Hamza. Heba, I will. There is a question for you. What is the difference between ADR, an old method used in a conflict? If you can, can answer.
Thank you, Nada, for your question. Firstly, the difference between ADR and old methods is in the way the new ADR in cope with conflict management. They are made in order to respect individuals' rights, workers' interests and satisfaction, and also made in order to have a common ground to always manage to find a resolution that will suit everyone in the workplace.
Thank you, Heba. There is a question for me. What do you think about conflict management is like in Morocco enterprises? Are we following a traditional when solving a conflict? I think it depends on the organization or the company in Morocco. For example, if the company is multinational company, I think they are following the new generation or new technology to solve the problem. They are following the new ways or the new techniques in order to solve a specific problem. This is for the multinational companies in Morocco. But for the Moroccan one, I think they are improving and there are many companies that are following innovations, and also they are trying, like they are improving and trying to use a new ways and new techniques to solve a particular problem that may occur during the organization. But some of them, yes, as you know, that there are some companies in Morocco that they had conflicts and all many problems occur between employees, and they face many problems, and they are still facing. They already know that they might they have to use the new way or the new technology in order to solve a problem, but they are just using the traditional style or the old one. But overall, yes, I think Morocco is improving and over time in this in particular. Thank you for your question, Reda. Thank you, Hamza, for your comments. Thank you, Reda. Thank you all guys for your nice comments. This is again a kind reminder. If you just join our live webinar, we are talking. We had finished our presentation about the conflict management in the workplace, and you are welcome if you want to ask any specific questions or if you have any comment or something, you are welcome to ask us about the subject. We covered the definition of conflict management, causes of conflict management, types of conflict management in the workplace. We talked about preventive measures, and also we talked about the conflict resolution. So if you have any question that is related to this or in general related to conflict management in the workplace in Morocco or in foreign country, you can ask us any specific questions. Okay, are welcome, guys. Thank you. Okay, I think there isn't any questions. We were waiting for it. Thank you, guys, for your time. And if you have anything or any specific questions or inquiries, you can share that in the comment section, and we will be more than happy to answer you. Thank you, guys, for your time, and see you in next webinar. Thank you. This is the end of our live webinar. Thank you, guys, for your time. Thank you.